get showcased.
We are live on the Showcase Pod. I feel like we're missing people again. At least in studio. We're coming directly from the 1776 studio. We got Big Dan over here, the bionic one. We have Don Vega is on the line somewhere. I just don't know what line he's on. We also have another call-in guest. We do have one half of the new Showcase Pro Wrestling Champions, formerly educated Christopher Spratt. Mr. Spratt, are you out there?
I am.
So it was just dawned on me. You used to go by the educated. What do you go by now? Do you have it? Do you have a nickname, or is it just? I mean, I know what people call you, but
I'm still educated. I'm still intelligent.
I don't know where you guys put out that win in Taunton, but you pulled it out. We have now again, Chris. I'm gonna have to do this one of these weeks when it comes to you two. Supposedly, Damien is under some influence.
Is the audio on then? I don't hear you.
And supposedly, Spratt is on something else. Is that true, or are people just saying bad rumors because they're jealous of your success?
I'm just drinking herbal tea, and Damien is just taking some medicine. That's all.
Medicine, all right. So I am going to check that. Now we do have Don Vega calling in. Also, can they hear each other, see each other, Dan? Again, this is all live, all raw. So some days it goes great. We'll find out. What do you got, Dan?
Yep, we got the money.
Am I on the screen, Danny?
Yep.
All right.
I logged you guys on the wrong Google one, so yeah.
So Don, we do have Mr. Spratt on the line too. Can you hear each other?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So Don Vega, you are on location today. You're not in the studio, but as we know, we all getting ready for this weekend. We have our fundraiser coming up in Franklin, which is the 25th at 7:07 for New England Cheer and Tumble at the Franklin Elks, 1077 Pond Street. Those tickets are online right now until tomorrow. Everything else can be purchased at the door. Mr. Spratt, you have some contenders coming up.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on potential tag teams? We have, well, let's start with the people that you beat. What's your thoughts? Now, they were nice enough to give you a rematch. What's your thought on giving them a rematch? The Los Toxicos.
Sure, why not?
Well, that's very reassuring.
Hey, do you hear me out there?
We can hear you.
Can you see me?
I never can see anybody on video. Danny, can
yeah,
you see him?
when you talk, we can see if.
So when he talks, you can see him?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, put me up to speed here. What's going on? I see the image of Christopher Spratt, highly drunken on the screen.
Well, in true form, I can never see the video, no matter where it's in the studio. But Spratt, you say he's ready. I'll ask him a question about.
He's falling asleep. Are you awake?
Yeah,
Danny, wake him up.
I'm awake.
All right, so I asked him.
I'm just studying.
He did say that they'll get a rematch to Los Toxicos. But then we have the consistent ones. We have the young kids, 21 Jump Street.
I thought it was 17.
It's 17.
17, well, I'm sorry. All right. When you rip off stuff from the 80s, and that's what I grew up on, we're going with that, okay?
Well, it is what it is. But, what was the other team's name you said, Chris Blackheart? I had another nickname.
No.
It was the Consistent Bums.
But Mr. Spratt, what's your thought on that? Give us your thoughts on those tag teams. Now, you've had a long. Oh, actually, Jay Hollywood in the studio. He did mention one more I forgot. Super Stack, Sean Candido, and Danny Cabral. You know, you are 2 weeks into a reign. And what's your outlook on the other teams?
Hold on, I lost my train of thought.
He's had enough to drink.
Killing me, kid.
They're all pretty talented, but they don't have the herbal tea or medicine on their side.
So are you saying that if you didn't have medicine, you didn't have herbal tea, you guys may not have won?
It's possible. It's like my spinach, like Popeye.
It is green too, right? The medicine.
Mr. Spratt.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I never thought I would say this. When can we potentially get the old Spratt, the confident, the really educated Spratt? The one that'd be out there being a leader, knows what he wants, not this wishy-washy guy.
Funny you should say that. After winning the tag team championships, I thought, why not reapply for colleges and try to get a degree again? No one has
What
answered
colleges?
back.
What colleges are you applying for, Spratt?
Well, I thought that maybe Harvard would accept me back, but I've got no answer from them. But maybe Yale. Maybe I'll try Yale this time.
All right. Okay. That seems like an option for you at this point. Are you gonna be dragging your buddy the Damien with you to college, or?
Oh god.
Sure. Learning is for everyone.
He's at the University of Anheuser-Busch.
What's Danny saying? I can't hear what Danny says.
He said, would you be applying to the University of Anheuser-Busch?
I don't know about that university. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
I've heard of the beer company in Anheuser-Busch.
Could be. All right, so what else we got? All right, so what's your thought? All right, we're going to leave the consistent ones alone because I know
Why is that?
Because someone's going to switch their name. What about the
I like
youngins?
talking about those guys.
What about the youngins, the PG-13 people?
PG-13.
Who?
Chris Blackheart, are you on the medicine?
Oh, I got the wrong tag team again?
Wrong tag team. Jamie Dundee. I don't know what he's been doing lately, but you're all over the place. I thought you were gone from last week. You're gone again this week?
It's just the names. It's just names.
Yep. I think you and Spratt are on the same boat here.
No, not even close on that. So, Spratt,
Yes.
any thought on the youngins? Give me a question on the youngins, because it is past 9 o'clock. And legitimately they're both 17 in high school, doing very well, but I'm not sure we can get them on the pod after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Very confident individuals, talented, athletic. They got a lot of spunk. They got a lot going for them.
I think you might need a drink, Spratt. You seem thirsty.
Oh, this is painful.
I'm fine. I'm good.
I mean,
You good?
Yeah.
I should have reached out to Damien, because at least when he's on, man, he is like going, a couple miles down the road ahead of you.
Well, on that note, I mean, we're gearing up for this Saturday night, returning to Franklin at the Elks Lodge. Spratt, you're ready for any contenders that might show up on Saturday?
Yeah. Any and all. Bring it.
Okay. All right. Confident words there. I like that.
Now, you would be happy that I did see Sergeant O'Doon this Monday night at the training center. He will be in Franklin for a bit, but he won't be there all night.
What? It's past his bedtime. Sarge got to go to bed at 9 o'clock
He has
too.
some obligations, so before the event, we will be having a meeting between myself, Sergeant Muldoon, and Mr. Cena. He will be in the house that night, so.
No, so finally some matches will be,
The plan
fair.
is to be announcing some of the matches from March anniversary, which is, some people are asking for it. It's not on the website yet, but it is Friday night, March 14th. The tickets will be going on sale this week, so grab them when they're quick, because just like Woonsocket this past Saturday night, March anniversary is always a sellout.
Yep. So, Chris Blackheart, how did you introduce the show? Have you done the plugs yet, or you were waiting
No,
for
we
me to
haven't.
come
We're
on?
only 15 minutes in. Everything was last minute. I got last minute that you were having travel issues. I had to reach out to Spratt. Jay Hollywood, I thought was going to be right here, but he has hair issues. And Dan
got
Benante's
hair
eating a
issues?
cow over here. So,
okay.
it's talk about last minute booking.
No. It usually is last minute booking when it comes to any type of ordeal. You might get people showing up that are not wanted to show up. You might not get the people that you want to show up, not show up.
Well, with that being said, we are coming live from the 1776 studio. This is not a gun-free zone. It is sponsored by Smith & Wesson. Danny,
okay.
What is your favorite Smith & Wesson when you ever get permitted from Cranston?
500 Magnum. 50 caliber.
You can't carry that.
No, I mean,
What,
my
is he
favorite weapon-
hunting for elephants? Or?
Could you imagine if you had to use that for
Right,
a
wake
concealed
up.
permit? 'Cause,
I'm awake. I'm good.
would you qualify with a 45?
45, yeah.
All right. So you could have qualified with that, by the way, and you could have carried that in under.
All right, moving on
All
from
right.
the gun questions. We've had Real American Beer on the show before.
Yep, that was very
You're
good.
welcome,
All-American.
Hulk, for the plug. What is your favorite beverage, Spratt? Your beverage of choice as of late?
Please.
You
don't
like
ask
Real
that.
American Beer?
I drink fine grade Ecuadorian herbal tea.
Oh, that's what it is. I
know,
thought
I know.
I thought you indulge yourself in a beer or two from time to time. That's the word around campus. To say the least.
I don't know where that rumor started, but it's only herbal tea from Ecuador.
Oh, I believe you. And,
I
it's Chris
don't.
Blackhart, the one that's saying that
No,
you're
no,
drinking
we
booze
may
and
have to
alcohol.
hire someone to do sobriety and breathalyzers and maybe blood work just to make
What?
sure. Yeah.
We don't need any breathalyzers.
See, Spratt,
Yeah.
the problem is we've always had a clean locker room, right? We don't like smoking. We don't like drinking. After the show, do whatever you want. But during the show, I do have the question of Spratt.
I don't drink. Any alcohol you might smell is just from mouthwash and brushing my teeth in the morning.
No. Yep, I figure that much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to start nailing down these rules, Chris Blackhart, you start off by, getting some referees that are not blind.
I'm glad. Well, I'll have an off-air conversation. I did have a great idea for some new recruits for referees that we're working on.
Ones that can see.
Ones that can see, ones that can move, and one that actually knows wrestling extremely well.
So this guy would be able to count to three.
Yes.
He knows how to count up to three.
Yeah, I have some ideas on that. So we'll actually go over it in the booking meeting on Saturday. So you are welcome to be there for half of it, but not all of it.
Oh, this is the exclusion is where the good stuff happens.
No. It's just there's a format, and it is an open forum for a little bit, but it's not for everybody. With that being said, now we did have a guest last week with Phil, right? Excuse me.
Bless you.
But we missed a certain video that you were promising the people. Are we going to see that this week, or?
I mean, if you allow me to get off the video here, and I could send Danny the video, yeah, we would talk about that to end the show here. if you allow me to get out and get back on in a little bit.
All right, why don't you pop off? You send it to him. Well, there's a conversation with Spratt. Then we'll go
Okay.
into some plugs. So you reach out to Mr. Spratt.
Yes.
All right, so a couple of new tag teams. What about you? What's your thought on the young kid Danny Cabral and Sean Candido? Kind of like the Odd Couple. That really should be their name, the Odd Couple. There's no reason why these people should be tagging.
Yeah.
It's like a
Danny-
30-year difference between the two.
As you know, Danny and me have history.
I do.
He's
And
the one that made me lose my Harvard credentials. He's the one that pushed me to the herbal tea. But he's still a hell of a talent. And Candido is number one.
oh, you're killing me. It's like pulling teeth.
But unusual tag team nonetheless, like you said.
I honestly think Spratt is one of the worst guests we've had. Now, I like the old Spratt. I would commend him to sit here anytime. This new one, not a big fan.
Hey, Chris, we got a number for you to call. 401-739-8777.
Wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
AA.
Hey, Chris, can you call this number, and then if some reason you're not here on Saturday in Franklin, that would still be okay?
What?
Danny, give him the number again. Call this number when we get off the phone, all right?
739-8777.
Now, he does not live in Rhode Island, so you need to give him the area code.
401.
That's a lot of numbers to remember.
Or you can play
Right.
alcoholanonymous.com.
That
Oh.
would tend to help. Now, what's your thought on that, Spratt, right? So, Danny, ironically, was your downfall. At March anniversary, you lost everything. Do you think Danny could maybe help you get in the recovery and maybe be a better man than you were before? Not as arrogant, not as bold regarding your stance in education. But do you think maybe Danny, since he caused the downfall, could actually help you, with the rise of getting your education back?
It's possible, but he did swap my drink out of my hand after we beat them. So I think he's a little upset.
I can't take Sprite anymore. To me, this feels like watching paint.
I thought we're having a good conversation.
Sprite, I feel like we're at two different speeds right now. So that being said, for those who want to contribute to the Spratt New Education Fund, is there a link where anyone can give money to you?
I don't know. Just give me money, I guess. I'm trying to get re-educated.
Or he'll take a Haxton's liquor store gift card.
No. You're not helping the situation, Danny. Mr. Spratt, I do thank you for calling in. You gave me zero insight on anything. Hopefully I do not see you in Franklin. Hopefully you do take the help that Danny gave. Call that phone number. Hopefully you can get straightened out and we get back to almost educated Christopher Spratt with regard to the arrogance. And if you want to take Damien with you, because if he's doing what people are telling me, maybe
it's just medicine with Damien.
Just medicine, okay. All right. This is painful. All right, Mrs. Spratt. I might as well do it now. So, the Royal Rumble is next weekend. Do you have a prediction on which I'll write down?
Oh, yeah.
I'll put Spratt. Who do you believe will be winning the Royal Rumble?
That's a good question. Wait, it's next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. It's the first. Royal Rumble. I'll write yours down.
I'm gonna go with the man who's trying to win the most world championships with John Cena.
With John Cena?
Whatever I'm trying to say.
All right, so you think Cena. You're going with Cena?
Yeah.
All right, that's a pretty good choice. All right. So I'm going to put it down for you. When I do have Mr. Vega in studio next week, we'll go over that. Staying with Mr. Badandi. Jay Hollywood, I don't expect you next week. Why don't we do that? What do you got, Jay Hollywood?
Roman Reigns.
You got Roman. All right, do Roman. Okay, all right. So we'll do the other three next week. All right, Mr. Spratt, I do thank you. Please get better. And
I'm feeling good.
you should really want to know who your opponent is this weekend.
Who is my opponent?
The fact that you said you don't care, I have to question your strategy. The old Spratt used to call me almost every day regarding his opponents. New Spratt?
It's the new year. It's a New Year's resolution.
All right, hang up on him. Get rid of him. He's killing me.
Wait, who's my opponent?
Don't worry.
Okay.
If you're not in AAA on Saturday, you'll find out across the ring.
AAA?
Yeah, because I think we got to get a tow to get you out of here.
I'll be there with the herbal tea.
Hey, get rid of him, Danny.
Herbal tea, spelled
Lily, cut the cord. All right, that being said, Danny, bring up Joe Davis. Let's find out what Joe Davis is. Where in the world is Joe Davis? He does a lot of stuff coming up. If I'm not mistaken, it's all in the spring.
Real deal. Joe Davis, he's, where is he? He's always posting stuff, so it's hard to... He's on the internet.
Are you drinking herbal tea?
Yeah, I think Chris is rubbing off on me, man. Chris
all right. Well, why don't you tell us when the upcoming Showcase Pro Wrestling events? I'll look it up. I always like giving good plugs to Joel.
All right. It's not showing. It's just real deal. New York City. That was his last one. And
He was in Vegas.
he's in Vegas.
All right, let me...
Yeah, I think Chris Spratt, man, just completely drained the show.
Yeah, I know.
Like the whole...
he literally took all the energy away from me.
Hopefully everybody's still awake in there, you know. Hopefully everybody's still awake out there.
All right, bring up... All right, so I can't see it. Hey, Joel, if when you're listening right now, it's texting me right now, and I'll give you the plug. For some reason, I'm not seeing quickly the stuff's coming up. But if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it's April into March, late March, he has stuff going on. Well, that being said, everybody does know right now, Saturday night, bell time is 7:07, 1077 Pond Street, which is anyone from Woonsocket. It's only a 24-minute ride. I just did it Wednesday night when we were dropping off promotion material at the Elks. Then we go into February. February. Now, just to let you know, we did have a problem the last time. We literally sold out of Woonsocket. We are reconfiguring everything between seating, new seating, expanding how we're doing stuff. So those who almost got turned away or only had standing room only, we are changing stuff when we go back to Woonsocket on the 8th. And then you go into Valentine's Day. What is the best day of February? Showcase Pro Wrestling on Valentine's Day. There's nothing better than wrestling and love together. And if you're lucky, maybe they can happen at the same time. But that is a 7:47 bell time. The last one before March anniversary, which is literally a month from now, which is March 14th. That's, to me, that's the go home show. That's where a lot of stuff's going to be happening right now. Stuff's going to be coming up. match is going to be finalized normally by that card. Everything is 100% finalized, and we will have stuff coming up from Cena this Saturday night. Mr. Vega, you are back. Did you send over that?
Yes, I did. But before you move on, are we gonna tell people about the news today or
News?
the Marchiversary weekend or?
Well, I touched on it a little bit, but we're still working on some of the details.
That link didn't come through.
All right. So when will we have those details? Next week?
Well, yeah, we're hoping. I just had a meeting coming up here. We had some details, and we have some good options coming up.
Alrighty.
So, but we're going to leave that because in true fashion, it's not what you can promote, it's what you can actually properly book some days.
All right.
All right.
So, Danny, I know.
Danny said that the footage that you were sending, which again, if that footage comes through, I'll have to do a disclosure before we bring it.
It's supposed to come through because I already sent it. So.
All right. Did you send it to the podcast one?
I sent it to the
pod
group on Messenger.
All right. Let me.
Oh, hold on a second.
That could be why. All right. Pod staff. Let me see. Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there. Hold on. Give me a sec.
I do. All right, Danny. You want to bring up the results?
All right, so from Saturday night, main event in Woonsocket, we had a great turnout. It was a sellout crowd, man. It was great.
Sellout standing room, and again, we do thank everybody. And again, we are reconfiguring the whole SBW arena because of that, which I think is phenomenal that Woonsocket is literally being sold out. This would be the third time in a row. But what do we got? Match number one.
Yep, it was the world champion Rambo against Logan. Hang on a second. Yeah, Don Conan. What happened? I think he got disconnected. Rambo against Logan. That was weird. Rambo being the first match.
Well, but that was an open challenge, and the thing that I like about it, right? Now he is a double champion, right? And that was only for the Sons of Liberty Championship. And Logan, again, people haven't seen Logan for a while because he's a young kid. Went out to college in New York, came back. Different kid. I mean, he was gone for roughly about 5 months. But what he was doing out there to what now, he almost won that title within a minute and a half. I mean, the fire that the young kid had. I think the biggest problem there is Rambo. Rambo's hot. He outweighed him literally by 130 pounds. But Logan's getting there. The match that he had couple weeks ago in Taunton with Jay Evans, great showing on that. So Logan is one of the kids. I think if he puts on probably a good 20 or 30 pounds, he's going to be one of the kids to watch in the next 12 to 24 months. All right, what do we got? Match number two.
It was me, the Bayang Dan Badandi versus Jester. Was he a newcomer or something? But yeah, it was a quick little match.
Tell me about that one, Danny.
Yep.
Wrestling as the funny man, the Jester.
Yeah, he thought he was funny. Comes in the ring showing off. Hit him in a clothesline and then put him in the torture rack and tapped him out.
Well, wasn't he creepy though?
Yeah, come on.
He gives that eerie, creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he should come up from the woods or something. It's like, after you beat him, do you either go underneath the ring or go out in the woods or something?
Yeah, I think he crawled in the bathroom or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
But he's a clown. He definitely got.
No, I mean he's a strange character, but I don't know if you noticed. After you had him in the torture rack, right? When he rolled around the ring, he was just laughing. It's like he enjoyed the pain that you gave him. So that I was surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, this review on that match was longer than the match. I mean, come on now.
Well.
And the next match was Danny and Candido against the tag team champions. And, the tag team champions won.
Well, new. I mean, that was the first
new
time,
tag team champions.
First time. The thing that I have noticed with higher learning is the more they tag consistently, they are getting better. It looks like they have a couple of tag team combos going on, some tag team moves. They are starting to see and develop as a tag team. So I think, in all honesty, if Spratt can be focused on education, Damian, I don't think he can ever be focused, but if he can do something that he doesn't smell like a burnt tree, right, then I think they could be very successful and have a very long reign. All right? And then we have
Roger Williams against the Stallion.
Yeah, now I got a problem with this one. Did you see what happened on there?
No.
So
why are you passing
what?
the issue that we had in that tag team match?
What are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you didn't see why the match ended up the way it ended up.
I'll be honest with you, I do not remember everything.
You didn't see your buddies going out there and distracting the referee and costing potentially Danny and Candido the match.
All right, so you want to take the shine off the win of the newly crowned tag team
I don't want to take the
champion.
shine. I'm just pointing out that there was outside interference
All
by the inconsistent bumps. Again,
I'm not saying that you're incorrect on it, but I was trying to literally shine up the new tag team champions.
if you're gonna give the results, you have to give the details of the results, which means that there was outside interference by the inconsistent bums.
Well, I never saw that on PWI when they said by disqualification or pinfall. They never said they're like the horsemen.
We're not PWI here with a
the horsemen came in and cheated and Dusty,
Well,
All right.
in true fashion, you miss the issue.
I didn't miss the issue. It was just all right. Go to the next one. All right. Why don't you tell me what happened with the Stallion then? Okay.
Yeah, Roger Williams.
So I can try to give an update on that one.
Yeah, Roger
The
Williams.
Stallion, I don't know. I think they're still picking up his nose from the floor at the training center.
Well, I mean, as much as I like to say that Don Vega's incorrect, he's 100% accurate on that one. So the young Stallion was galloping to the ring, and then Roger Williams from nowhere blindsided the kid. Then almost looked like he crossed the whole Showcase Arena with the lariat.
Well, my question
I'll be
is
honest with you, Stan Hansen would be proud of that lariat because I don't know where he developed that, man, but that is taking off heads.
Well, my question is, what made you come out and get involved?
I didn't get involved. The kid was out there for about 2 minutes. The referees were checking him. He wasn't coming up. I looked over there, and I saw the stable who was very concerned about their horse. So I went out there being concerned, and then Roger Williams goes out again. What is wrong with him? He didn't just come out.
He attacked you.
He did. He attacked me.
So you got into it a little bit with Roger Williams.
I did.
Before you guys got separated and stuff. It's just weird that, he came back out and attacked you because, it was a weird night to say the least at the end there. But we haven't got to that point yet. But after that, I believe I went out there to greet the fans and to make some announcements. And I brought you out there because, like you said earlier, March anniversary 18 is just around the corner. And I did ask the fans, would they like to see Chris Blackheart possibly, not doesn't have to be March anniversary, could potentially be, at the training center, a match between yourself and Roger Williams.
Well, and I graciously said that. I don't think anybody really wants to see that match, but they
apparently they do.
Yeah, and I didn't rule against it. But I haven't, for it either. So
okay.
So we had
so there is the possibility of seeing you sport the Slabu pants this time around.
You know, in this business, you never say never.
Okay. I know you got a pair hanging around the closet somewhere, man.
But you know what's ironic, right? So you'll appreciate this, right? So I went to the truck because I'm getting some work done on it, and I grabbed my gear bag, and I brought it. I left it at the school this week.
Yep.
So
that's a hint.
I'm not saying there's a hint. I'm just telling you, I took it out of the truck and I brought it to the school.
Well, that could potentially mean there's one more match in the future of Christopher Blackheart.
In true fashion, this is why I'm not a big fan of retirements, because you just never know. It's never, 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 because you just never
just
know
say the truth. When you heard the people cheering,
No,
and it
no.
doesn't happen often. Let's point that out.
Well,
When you heard the people cheering,
Yes,
and
that
you know
is
Roger
true.
Williams attacked you, you got the itch. You know, you can see back probably
right, so that's not
10 years
fair. That's not fair
ago.
because often you get the itch because some of the wrestlers, they aggravate you. And some days you don't even want to get in the ring with them. You just want to. You just. Some days you just want to slap the shit out of them of some of the things.
I mean, that could potentially be what needs to be done with Roger Williams. So
which is all right because Roger Williams has been a fixture off and on for about 12 years for Showcase, and I've always been a supporter of Roger Williams. He's always been a very quiet guy to say the least. For him to do that, I think that was very unprovoked.
Yeah.
At least towards me. I don't know. Maybe he had a bad, horse ride or.
It's ironic enough. The show before this past one, I had to step out there and help one of the young kids out because he was going the same route.
All right, so why don't we do that? Why don't you have a match against Roger Williams, right? That I can see. We can book that any time. I think that would be better of a match because.
I mean, now that you're bringing up and making matches, Roger Williams, like I said, we're not there yet, but he's aligned himself to certain individuals, which means that they're more than one. So how about we just, bring back some memories and get together one last time and have a tag team match at the training center.
I'll be honest, I didn't even think of that until you said it, but he is hanging out with some creepy
we'll get to
individuals, which we'll get to, but
yeah. We'll get to that. What was the next match on the card? Daniel?
17 3/4 way Jump Street versus the Inconsistent Bums, Matt and AZ.
So 17 Jump Street taking on the Inconsistent Bums in a #1 contendership match for the SPW Tag Team Championship. We saw a lot transpire in that match. Chris Blackheart, you watched any of that match?
I did. I will. Your friend AZ, not so kind words to family members of wrestlers in the audience.
Well, he's been having some issues, specifically with D-Rex's mom.
Yeah. And
he's made some comments online on the social media, SP Wrestling, and his own social media on Instagram. And he hasn't been shy about what he's been saying. So, the match went on back and forth, and eventually it got to a spot where he exited the ring and was slapped across the face by D-Rex's mother.
Yeah, I did see that, and
she D-Rexed the shit.
I'll be honest with you. Again, I let the referees call it. That almost, I think, should be like outside interference. And
well, he stepped out of the ring and went.
Yeah, but technically, the Showcase security should have escorted her for the building because she put her hands on a wrestler.
So that's how it works. So they can interfere.
Saying,
they can interfere in matches, and when they are privileged enough to start issues with fans, basically, the fans should get escorted out.
No, but if you put your hands on a wrestler, you will get escorted out.
Well, in all honesty, he involved them into the match. So, I think the slap was well-deserved.
I'm not saying it wasn't well-deserved because, again, before this match started, I keep saying PG-13, but 17 or 21 Jump Street came out. They were hot, man. They attacked the consistent ones, which rightfully so. They had everything coming to them, and the crowd wanted it, and they got it. So I honestly thought the young kids were going to pull out a victory on that one.
Well, I think at the same time that, it probably felt great for D-Rex to see his mother slap the taste out of AC's mouth. It kind of backfired because they took that and they were able to deliver a tag team move and put them away. I mean, I didn't see the entire situation unfold, but I'm sure it was questionable to say the least.
And talking about questionable, the last match.
the main event for the YouTube World Title. The champion Reverend Moon
Well,
versus
I got to watch
Jay
a lot
Evans.
of that matchup, and I quit match
Yeah,
with the former YouTube World Champion, Brother Moon Revan, and someone that's
I can't see
been
Jay
kind
Hollywood.
of
You gotta come
changing
over.
as of late, Jay Evans. You know, what a matchup there. Both guys going after each other with everything
on,
they had.
Cena.
It went all over the building.
All right, I'll-
Weapons. Chris Blackheart was cringing.
I do not like those match. I do listen. An I Quit match we did agree on 100%. I do not know how it came up to the crazy stuff between the. Now, you do have some. You have a flamboyant, and then you got a crazy guy out there, and I have no idea how it got, but it wasn't I Quit. The officials let it go.
No, I quit match. There's no disqualification. Anything
Yeah,
goes.
I didn't like it. I cringe all the time and with those, but the end results, new YouTube title champion on Jay Evans.
Well,
Surprised.
that didn't happen without us.
Oh, I forgot the details. All right, why don't you tell everybody the details?
Yeah, of course.
You're
you gotta
not
tell the
here,
people the details.
and now I'm going to start looking around every corner when I'm going downstairs from the studio.
Well,
All right, tell them
return
about the
of
creepy
one-
shit that happened.
Return of one Annabelle, and weird enough, oddly enough, was brought out by Roger Williams. And, she has some harsh words to say to Brother Moon Revan, which caused him to have some type of mental breakdown and say, I quit. But I really think he was saying he quit to the voices he was hearing in his head, and the referee just had to call it.
Well, and this is discretion of the official. It did come out of the words. Well, the words came out of his mouth. No matter what, the official heard it. He had to call it. Jay Evans is your new YouTube champion. Revan, I don't know. Odd character. I mean, we know he talks to himself. And I guess he's talking to his head or two heads or three heads.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this is one of those situations where there's a lot of explaining to do on both parts. Like I said, what does Roger Williams has to do with that group there?
Yeah, I have no. And maybe that's why he took out the young stallion.
Why is Annabelle using Jay Evans as her new,
I don't know. I mean,
toy, I guess, because she toys with these people's heads, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she's always been dark, to say the least, and she just has a look that, I don't know.
Is she in the studio? Is she underneath the table?
She's not in the studio. I am not 100% sure.
She might be waiting for you outside.
She may be in Franklin, but if when you get there, you may have to look like literally down underneath the chairs because she's not that tall.
Oh. Well, you might have to look in the backseat of your car when you leave the studio tonight.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I've had that issue before.
You've had people in the backseat of your car?
Well, apparently you haven't been watching Showcase TV from the pandemic days.
Oh.
And the feud.
Oh, no. I'm not. No.
Yeah.
No. Actually, we should put up those links because. Yeah, I don't know. She's forget it. I don't want to go down.
People talk
I'm going to
about
stay up all
backseat-
night now thinking of that with her.
Well, when people talk about back seats and jump into conclusions like you did, things happen, and this particular thing happened back in February. We're approaching the anniversary, and I figure it's quite the perfect time to play back a video of
all right, so let me get viewer discretion. So as we said before, this is unedited, raw footage. Those who... some people may want to log off right now because it's controversial.
Some people want to tune in right now because
stories that not everyone's going to know or wrap their heads around. Do you want to give any insight on this before we go in?
Brief insight. There's certain people around New England that think they are the pedo police or the police that polices everybody's business, whether it's personal or in the wrestling business. One individual that for whatever reason, he's always the number one guy to comment on pages and be all up people's ass, to say the least, is Chad Epic. And he's had an issue with Showcase. He's had an issue with you. And he took it upon himself to have an issue with me and go behind my back and try to start shit where there wasn't any. And like I said, I don't have to be in the show and hide behind a computer or a camera. If I see somebody face to face, I'm going to confront them about the issue, and that's what happened.
That being said, this is raw, unedited footage.
Personally, right, my issue is if you have a question for me, you got me on social media, you hit me up and say, hey, I got a question for you. You go and hit up my girl and send her this shit, right? So if you had a question for me, you hit me up like a man and you ask me, right? That's you. She sends me this shit, but that's my homegirl, all right?
You want
this shit for what?
All right, do you want to give now those? It almost like you're yelling at me. Do you want to tell people who you're yelling at?
I just mentioned it. He's got to play the video. You're going to see who I'm yelling at.
Yeah, so that's obviously me. I'm not the one getting yelled at or being confronted about.
He's got to play the video.
Yeah, about spreading rumors and lies. All right.
Oh, tell me I'll restart it again because I didn't have the video on the screen.
Okay.
So we're gonna restart the video again here. Sorry, guys.
Come on, Danny. You're
so
just slacking off.
My issue, now that is if you have a question for me, you got me on social media, you hit me up and say, hey, I got a question for you. You go and hit up my girl and send her this shit, right? So if you had a question for me, you hit me up like a man and you ask me, right? That's you. She sends me this shit, but that's my homegirl, all right?
Yeah,
you send me this shit for what?
Exactly what it says on that.
For what?
For exactly.
For what though? She sent it right away to me.
Okay.
Because she thinks you're a fucking creep.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Because as it says, I was asked.
These motherfuckers make up stories because that's the new thing, right? You're listening to those motherfuckers make up stories and right away somebody's guilty over some bullshit that's not true. So you decide to be Mr. Private Eye and go behind people's backs and start texting like they got something against me that they're going to say. They're not going to say shit because nothing's going on other than a bullshit lie.
Okay.
So the next time you got to ask a question about me, I'm a fucking grown man. You hit me up and you ask me straight up.
Or I just did what I was asked to do.
Asked to do by who?
Doesn't matter.
By who?
It doesn't matter who.
By who? It does fucking matter.
So you're the guy.
I'm a fucking grown man. I'm in your fucking face, and I'm asking you. You got a question for me? You ask me to my fucking face.
I don't got a thing to say to you, man.
Now you don't got a thing to say to me.
I've never had
but
a
on
thing
the
to say to
internet,
you.
you got a lot to say. I'm a grown ass fucking man. I'm not a keyboard warrior. You got something to say to me? You say it to my face, motherfucker.
I just did.
That's how it is. Don't give me that fucking stupid smirk, neither.
Actually, that's
I'll wipe it off your fucking face.
You're saying you're a grown
Next
man.
time, I'm a grown man.
And you're
Next time,
spitting in my face
I don't
and
give a
yelling.
shit. I'm spitting. That's what you are. Piece of shit. I'll spit all I want.
Oh, okay.
You better check yourself. The next time you got a question, motherfucker, you hit me up and you ask me about it. Don't start up your little bullshit internet shit with me. I'm the wrong one. Those motherfuckers lying, they all gonna get exposed. While they bullshit. You wanna expose motherfuckers, we get exposed together. But don't fucking go running around like a bitch, fucking hitting on my homegirl like you're gonna discover something. The only rat around here that fucks everybody is something again, is that bitch over there. He fucked everybody in the locker room. Okay? So next time, before you go fucking keyboarding up, you fucking hit me up and you ask me if you got something to fucking say or ask. Stop being a bitch.
How is that being a bitch?
You're being a bitch. You're a fucking bitch. Okay? You're a fucking little bitch. That's not a man thing to do. The next time I'll knock you the fuck out. Okay? Like a bitch. I'll fucking straight up just backhand you and knock you the fuck out like a bitch. You understand?
If that's what you say,
You understand?
I said, is that what you say?
That's what I say, and that's what it is. And I back it up. You got bitch all over your face. That's what you want. I mean, but you're disgusting. So me personally, right, my issue.
I love it when like people get confronted and then it's like they
The
don't-
room is silent.
Well, you know, in typical fashion of the internet police, when you see them face to face, there's not much to be said. When you're contacting people that you're supposedly saving, or you think you're saving, or you're trying to start something that was never there to start with, and those people think that you're a fucking creep and an idiot, and they reach out to me and tell me these things, then you get exposed. So that day he got exposed for being an idiot. And they continue the same shit because that's how they are. You know, they're on the same boat as HD3 that we had on here before. And he swore to his kid's life and his mother and all this thing. And he still continues on in these pages, giving little thumbs up and smiley faces and all this other bullshit.
Well, the ironic part, I mean, the story that he was being confronted on will be coming to an end very soon, and we'll actually elaborate just because, one, like everything else, the truth eventually rises and comes out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Funny how these people assume things and go contacting people that they don't even know, assuming that they know what's going on, and then they get told that, you know, they don't know shit, to fuck off, basically.
yeah,
So,
which is
yeah.
ironic when people actually hear the truth, and they will see the truth.
Well, wasn't
Yeah.
it funny him going through like the phone and looking at the stupid shit he tried saying and him getting shut down?
Well, and that's the part that I think is ironic is with the world of text and messenger, everything is saved. Everything. I don't understand why people do this because you're exposed, and it's literally right in front of you what you did.
Chris Blackheart, you seem like you was anxiously waiting for something when you were looking at me in the video.
Well, me, I see. There was only I don't know, well, maybe 500 people there. It was very noisy,
Yeah.
and I was really, just scan the room to make sure that everything was good, and while giving you the time to confront somebody who was trying to do you dirty.
Well, that's typical thing that's popular nowadays is to talk behind people's backs, to go on a monitor or behind a computer and voice your opinion, and it's fun to do that when you have proof and when you know for certain what you're talking about. But to start bullshit that you have absolutely not a goddamn clue about is just foolish.
Well, the thing I forgot about that, you did ask him if you like to expose people. If you have information, let's expose it, and it's almost been a year since that. Has he ever reached out to you with any information regarding,
Nah,
people
I
spreading
seen him.
lies?
I seen him posting because like I said, these people, they think they have all these circle jerkers that are their buddies, but those are the ones that end up being snitches, and they send information over to me or you or through the grapevine we hear about it. So I seen him commenting on a post from this other loser that thought he went down to RCW the last time we were in Medford with his little signs. And that's one and his little group of little gay boys that I let slide. But that's not going to happen again because, for certain, in due time, everybody will get their dues. And, I seen them commenting, oh, yeah, they were hanging down the rafters in Medford or, making stupid comments along with HD3 and other people, which I think is just ironic that they think that shit doesn't get back to people.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? I'll just look at this. Right? Do you know where you should be coming from, like, now? All right. I think you should be coming from truth or consequences. You know, Puerto Rico. Because that's really what it is. Tell the truth, or there's consequences, you know? Imagine if everyone just told the truth, that things would be so much easier. The world would be easier.
It's not interesting
chaos.
to say the truth, especially when you're not somebody's cup of tea. I mean, I've known for a long time that people have had a little spite towards me in this area because I'm not an ass kisser. You know, if you want, like I said, I've said it before in other outlets. If you want to book me, you book me. I'm not gonna kiss your ass for a booking. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear or circle jerk you to get a booking. I'll sit here comfortably at home. I've been doing this shit for almost 30 years and I didn't do it back then. If I did it, I'd probably be in a different situation right now, but that's not me. You know, I get what I earn, and if I can't get it that way, then so be it. I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, people are still bringing up the fact of things that happened when I was like 16, 17 years old, with fans coming in and jumping over the guardrail and getting into fights and all that. People still bring that up, Chris Blackheart. How pathetic is that? You know, for 28 years, I've done a lot of stuff. And to bring back the negative is just amazing how people are and how low their how would I word this? How low their self-confidence has to be, where they have to bring out other people's low moments to like put themselves over.
No, that's definitely true.
You know, so you know it's the new cool is to, you know, hide behind the computer and make up stories.
Well, that being said, Don Vega, we are coming up. What? We are not.
We
all right.
forgot something.
No. Are you talking about something that's on your screen?
Yes.
Do we have comments?
No. So this is right. So pro wrestling should be live. And the only way in this area you're going to see it live and in person.
No, I'm talking about the Saturday WWE.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, my bad.
Right? Yeah. Live wrestling is only at the Franklin Elks, 1077 Pond Street. Not the stuff that you see on your little screen from this huge company, right? You don't want to watch that. You don't want to see it. You want to see it live in person. So not going to mention for that?
Yeah.
We're not going over that picks because, Danny, I would pick you. If I had the full card in front of me, which I don't, I would go over for the picks, but we are not plugging that company in Connecticut who just happens to have a little TV show, you know, that I think we inspired, to be honest with you, to be back on TV, right? So we're not going to do that because we do live pro wrestling.
Since you're not going to mention it,
non-televised, you have to see it to believe it and feel it. Because just to let you know, there's going to be tons of raffles there because we're raising money for a great cause. New England Chair and Tumble. You can only see it live. You can't see it on TV. So that little show that Danny was trying to plug, that we're not plugging, you can see it on your app at 10 o'clock when you're driving home from the Elks.
Well, Chris Blackheart, you know, with that being said, even though you're not going to plug them, I'm going to give them some type of plug here because I know we get our one of our guys, Brian Starr, tune into the podcast. And since last April, he was one of the individuals that appear in the entrance of one Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. And shout out to whoever's doing payroll down in that little company in Connecticut with 2 W's and an E. My boy Brian Starr is waiting for his check. And he's shy to reach out to Talent Relations. Send him his check. I'm sure you have a couple dollars laying around to send him his check.
Well, that being said, Danny, is there anything in the chat room?
Nope. Just Royal Crown Wrestling. Sad to see Chris Pratt going, the way he is now.
Well, it is true, and we are hoping to get him on full recovery. We'll actually give our friends over at Royal Crown Wrestling an update after this weekend.
Speaking of that, before we leave, Danny, if you could pull it out, the new date has been set for Royal Crown Wrestling 2025, March 21st, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to go to their Instagram or Facebook, Royal Crown Wrestling emerged as the debut of Parker Bordeaux, I butcher that, but I'm Puerto Rican and I got an accent. He will be taking on Colton Charles in a one-on-one matchup that night, Friday night, March 21st, in the debut of RCW at the BFA in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Tickets, I believe, are on sale February 1st. You can get tickets at RoyalCrownWrestling.com for that event. A lot of big matches are going to be announced, so stay tuned to all social media, RoyalCrownWrestling.com, Royal Crown Wrestling on Facebook and Instagram for that big night of pro wrestling, Friday night, March 21st, 7 p.m. bell time at the BFA in Marblehead, Massachusetts.
All right, with that being said, we are going to see you this Saturday night in Franklin. Back live on the pod, possibly Don Vega in studio. Christopher Spratt would not be on anything.
Well, he's going to be
shall
drinking
be
his
in
herbal
rehab.
tea. He's going to be winning his match in Franklin. And I believe we'll be back here next week in the showcase spot, hopefully with a meeting that's cleared about March anniversary and matches and you know, big announcements and all that next week on the pod. So
That's all true. During that
with
time,
that being said, for Danny Vidandi and for the boss Chris Blackheart, who's going to have Annabelle in the backseat of his car tonight.
No.
I am Don Vega, and we'll see you here next week in the Showcase Pod.